You're watching Truth Talk News.
We can make meaningful progress on this issue while driving strong economic growth. I urge this Congress to get together, pursue a bipartisan market-based solution to climate change, like the one John McCain and Joe Lieberman worked on together a few years ago. But
Couple of criminals.
if Congress won't act soon to protect future generations, I will. I will direct my cabinet to come up with executive
Look at all these
actions
puppets.
we
Look
can
at
take now and in
Biden.
the
Just
future
look at Biden.
to reduce
This guy wants to run for president.
prepare
Look
our
at him.
communities for the
He's falling
consequences of
asleep.
climate change and speed the transition to more sustainable sources of energy. And 4 years ago, other countries dominated the clean energy market and the jobs that came with it. And we've begun to change that. Last year, wind energy added nearly half of all new power capacity in America. So let's generate even more. Solar energy gets cheaper by the year. Let's drive down costs even further.
I'd
As long
love
as
to
countries
see
like
all
China
these things.
keep
This is
going
all
all in
beautiful,
on clean
wonderful
energy,
stuff.
so must we.
I believe it. I'd love it if it was
In the
only
meantime,
true.
The natural gas boom has led to cleaner power and greater energy independence. We need to encourage that. And that's why my administration will keep cutting red tape and speeding up new oil and gas permits. That's got to be part of an all-of-the-above plan. But I also want to work with this Congress to encourage the research and technology that helps natural gas burn even cleaner and protects our air and our water. In fact, much of our newfound energy is drawn from lands and waters that we, the public, own together. So tonight I propose we use some of our oil and gas revenues to fund an energy security trust that will drive new research and technology to shift our cars and trucks off oil for good. If a nonpartisan coalition of CEOs and retired generals and admirals can get behind this idea,
He looks like a psychopath.
so
Look
can
at
we.
this guy.
Let's take
Schumer.
and free our families and businesses from the painful spikes in gas prices we put up with for far too long.
How about we just take more money from
I'm
the
also
American
issuing a new
people
goal
that they
for
should be
America.
giving to the
Let's
people?
cut it in half.
And let's invest in
Energy
this. Let's
wasted
invest
by
in
our
that.
homes and businesses over
Build
the next
these
20 years.
corporations up so they can take the money away from the people. Move us closer into socialism and communism. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but this is what's happening.
We'll work with the states to do
I
it.
can't listen to this liar
Those states with the
anymore.
best ideas to create jobs and lower energy bills by constructing more efficient buildings. will
Why didn't
receive
you do this in the
federal
first
support
4
to help make
years?
that
Why
happen.
haven't we seen these improvements?
America's energy
because we're
sector
being
is just one part
deindustrialized, ladies and
of an
gentlemen.
aging
That's the
infrastructure
truth.
badly in need of repair. Ask any CEO where they'd rather locate and hire. A country with deteriorating roads and bridges, or one with high-speed rail and internet?
How about roads and bridges that don't
self-fueling power
collapse?
grids?
You're not doing
The
anything to
CEO of
improve the
Siemens America, a
infrastructure,
company
the
that
electrical
brought
infrastructure.
hundreds of new jobs to North Carolina, said that
I've
if
had
we
enough of
upgrade
this.
our infrastructure, they'll bring even more jobs. And that's the attitude of a lot of companies all around the world. And I know you want these job-creating projects in your district. I've seen all those ribbon cuttings.
Yeah, you want that money, right?
So, tonight, I propose
It's unbelievable.
a Fix It First program to put people
Fix
to
it
work as
first.
soon as possible on our most urgent repairs, like the nearly 70,000 structurally deficient bridges across the country.
I can't believe it. He's talking about our crumbling bridges now. This is outrageous. All right, do it. So Obama says nothing I'm proposing tonight should increase our deficit by a single dime. He said a lot of good things tonight. A lot of nice things. Left out a lot of things, too. A lot of truth is what was left out. I don't believe most of it. I don't think most of it will come to pass, but certainly I've been saying it for years. Why don't we put money into the infrastructure, the electrical infrastructure? All these storms destroy our infrastructure left and right all the time, knocking down power lines. Put the power lines underground. We have technology to put people into Mars. I'm sure we can bury a cable. Again, I still think we're being deindustrialized. Again, this is a smokescreen. He's talked about global warming. It's just, again, more deception, ladies and gentlemen. I wish that it wasn't true. But the White House released limited excerpts, and his basic point was, it is our generation's task then to reignite the true engine of America's economic growth, a rising, thriving middle class. It is our unfinished task to restore the basic bargain that built this country. The idea that if you work hard and meet your responsibilities, you can get ahead no matter where you come from, what you look like, or who you love. Well, I tell you, they are just doing so much to crush the power of the American people, take away our wealth. More and more people are in poverty. Since taking office in 2009, food stamp rolls under President Obama have risen to more than 47 million people in America. Let's talk about that a little bit. He's not saying the State of the Union is in dire straits, and it is. And what about the $16 trillion in debt? What about all the omissions from the State of the Union and these just puppets going along with it, and this Goebbels-esque, propaganda camera work of the State of the Union and everyone applauding on cue? I mean, it's laughable, ladies and gentlemen. So when Obama entered office in 2009, there were 31,900,000 people receiving food stamps. Now, there are so many people on food stamps, 47,000. So it went up 47,692,000. So it went up 16 million people since Obama took office continue to go on these food stamps. And according to 2011 census, Spain had a population of 46,000. So more than the population of Spain in this country are on food stamps. Now, the government obviously has a big bill to pay. They've got debts they have to pay, and we have to have this balanced approach, like Obama says, the balanced approach. But the truth of the matter is that the government has to make money. So let's make money off the people and poison them. And I've been talking about this all the time here on Truth Talk News. The U.S. government to allow radioactive waste materials metals. The U.S. government is to allow radioactive waste metals to be recycled into consumer products like belt buckles and silverware. You can't make this stuff up. The federal government is currently in the process of trying to get rid of tens of thousands of tons of radioactive scrap metal it has accumulated over the years from various nuclear testing and wartime activities. Can you believe this? And a recent proposal made by the U.S. Department of Energy, again, talking about Obama with his Department of Energy and all these investments, they're going to destroy us, ladies and gentlemen. We have to just stop all of these insane programs. Move ourselves on to green energy. I agree, let's be green. But what they're planning to do is going to take all of the wealth, and as they promised all these programs, never work out. They only cost billions. Cost to increase the cost of products, inflation, dollar devaluation. This is what's been going on. We can't let it continue, and it's going to just get worse into the implosion. And then everybody's going to be on the government tit, and the bankers are going to come in, and they're going to save the world with this new world currency, and everyone's going to bow down to these criminals, and we'll be forever enslaved. Not if I can help it. That's why I need you all to not just listen to what I say, and I thank you for listening and sharing the information. But you have to research it, find your own truth, realize what's going on, have some passion about this. This is your life, your children, your grandchildren. Find your own truth. There's only one truth. That's the truth. Seek and ye shall find it. I mean, we're talking about the government, our government, is going to pawn off their radioactive shit, like they've done many of tests on us. I mean, this is all historic. Research this, government testing on Americans, citizens. It's unbelievable. Secret government testing. Bill Clinton, I have it in many of my videos that are on YouTube, Freedom First Films. You'll find this information. And clips of talking about it. Clinton talked about it on record about the Tuskegee medical experiments and other medical experiments. MK Ultra. So now the government has many imported consumer products already have tainted metals for the radiation. Even though the Department of Energy's proposal is yet to become official policy, American consumers already need to be wary of the safety of metal-based products, particularly those imported from other countries. As reported last January, that's right, domestic merchandise retailer Bed Bath & Beyond recalled a line of tissue holders produced in India because they learned that the metal used in their production was tainted with radioisotope cobalt-60. They also put this in the water, by the way, these criminals, these psychopaths intent on depopulating the planet and profiting by our own sicknesses as we die, causing cancer, causing illness. This is what they do. This is the New World Order, and we must fight it. And we definitely have to contact the Department of Energy and say no to radioactive poisoning of consumer products. And I urge you all to write Jane Summerson, Department of Energy, NNSA, P.O. Box 5400, Building 401K, AFB East, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87185. Again, it's the numbers on the screen there. Please contact the DOE and say no to radioactive poisoning of consumer products. We are being poisoned. I mean, how insane is this? This proposal comes more than a decade after the Department of Energy first tried to do this with a growing stock of nuclear waste on the American public back in the late 1990s. But back in 2000, Congressman Ed Markey from Massachusetts reportedly influenced then Energy Secretary Bill Richardson to reinstate a ban that was temporarily lifted on the unmitigated recycling and reuse of radioactive waste metals in consumer products. But now, the Department of Energy is trying once again to secretly dispose of this radioactive waste by allowing scrap companies to sell it to consumer product manufacturers. A Department of Energy proposal to allow up to 14,000 metric tons of radioactive scrap metal to be recycled into consumer products was called into question by Rep. Markley due to concerns over public health. In a letter sent to the Department of Energy head Stephen Chu, Markley expressed grave concerns over the potential of these metals becoming jewelry, cutlery, and other consumer products that could exceed healthy doses of radiation without any knowledge of the consumer. Well, this is what they're doing. The same thing with the smart meters. God, have mercy. Please don't get a smart meter. Fight the smart meters. And they're such Nazis, and we are coming into this horrible totalitarian, authoritarian state where people on their own homes are forced in California and other places where they're arrested and on their own property if they get in the way of these smart meters being put into place. I mean, this is tyranny, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute tyranny. Unbelievable. And the dangers of the radiation. They're poisoning us. They're causing cancer. Radiation causes cancer. You get a mammogram, it causes cancer. And then the medical companies, all the insurance companies, no matter where you get insurance, they all give you free mammograms. But if you want a thermoscan, which will do the same thing but doesn't give you the radiation, you've got to pay $250 deductible or whatever it would be. Large sum. That's right. Because they want you to get cancer. The drugs cause cancer. The pharmaceutical drugs, Orencia, Lyrica, all of these drugs cause cancer. Side effects. There's many, Humira, many of them. They're poisoning us, ladies and gentlemen. And now radiation. Clearly, American imperialism is alive and well, especially talking about the Trans-Pacific Connection. Again, the Pacific Connection expanding to Asia. Third part of the third segment or part. Of course, the Asia Pacific Connection now. The entire speech addresses all of the New World Order's agenda through the Council on Foreign Relations and their plans for world government. They continuously put these building blocks into place, building this temple of evil that will enslave us all.